of the board, just a reminder, please speak clearly and directly into your microphone puck. Last board meeting, we were having some difficulties, and we do need to record the board meetings so that we can go back to them and reference them. And if you are speaking to your fellow board member and not the microphone, it's not being picked up and recorded. So please, as a reminder, speak clearly and directly into the microphone. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Winnebago County Board meeting. Tonight is Thursday, November 9th, 2023. Our invocation and pledge of allegiance this evening is by Pastor Rodney Hayes. If everyone could please stand. Coming up here.
Thank you. Dear gracious God, we gather here today as representatives of this esteemed council, united in our common purpose to serve and uplift our community. We recognize the strength in our diversity and the power that lies within our unity. In this place today, may we embrace the spirit of cooperation and collaboration. May we set aside our personal differences and come together with one heart and open minds, firmly rooted in our shared goal, our creating be better for the future of all. May this council be a shining example where the disagreements are met with empathy and understanding, and solutions are forged through the respectful dialogue. Let us embrace the richness of diverse perspectives, knowing that it is through the blending of many voices that we can find the most innovative and inclusive solutions. May we come together and make our community much better. Amen.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pastor. Mr. Thompson, is there any agenda announcements this evening?
No changes to the agenda, thanks.
Thank you. Clerk Gummow, can you please call the roll?
Certainly. Thank you, Chairman. We will start with Mr. Butita. Mrs. Crosby. Ms. Fellers. Mrs. Gorel.
Present.
Mr. Guevara. Present. Ms. Hansard. Here. Mr. Hoffman. Mr. Lindmark. Present. Mr. McCarthy. Present. Mr. McDonald. Present. Mr. Neighbors.
Here.
Mr. Penny. Here. Mr. Salgado. Present. Mr. Scroll. Mr. Sweeney. Present. Mr. Tassoni. Present. Mr. Thompson. Here. Mr. Webster. Here. Mr. Arena. Here. Mr. Booker.
Present.
Thank you all. Mr. Chairman, 19 board members present, 1 board member absent.
Very good, thank you. We do have a quorum this evening. Moving on our agenda, tonight we have 1 speaker under public participation, Mr. Lance Lowries, I believe. If you would like to come forward, please. I'm going to read a brief comment before you start. Comments shall be limited to 3 minutes. Speakers may not address zoning matters which are pending before the ZBA, zoning committee, or the county board. Personnel matters or pending or threatened litigation may not be addressed in open session. An individual may speak a maximum of 3 times per calendar year on the same topic. This prohibition shall include the repetition of the same topic in a statement on what is purported to be a different topic. Personal attacks or inappropriate language of any sort will not be tolerated. Sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Tonight, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Lance Lowries. I'm the founder and president of Forever Husky Animal Rescue since its inception in 2012 in Crystal Lake, Illinois. With me, I also have Jennifer Schumacher, who is our secretary, and Thomas Lykos, who is the sole owner and employee of WCS Consulting. We are the ones, Jennifer and I, that submitted our application to the board, county, and submitted our raffle application to the county, which is the subject of tonight's agenda. These are the people that operate and manage the raffle hall. I'm here to address the concerns that I received from the state's attorney's office on November 3rd with respect to Forever Husky not filing its required quarterly reports. Forever Husky has been sending our quarterly reports electronically via email to the clerk's office at the Winnebago County. We were told from the initial application that Jennifer and I submitted that we can mail these reports in, or we can send them via email electronically to the county clerk's office. Each quarter, April 24th, quarter 1, June 30th, quarter 2, October 11th for quarter 3, all within 30 days. Those reports are sent to the clerk's office via email with confirming delivery receipts by the Winnebago County email system. For reference, I have here tonight copies for anyone who is of the submitted reports for each of the quarterly reports that were sent to the county. If we have been incorrectly submitting those reports, then I'm confused why we are only learning about this in the third quarter of our reporting period. In any case, if Forever Husky needs to resend these quarterly reports in a different format or a different recipient, we are more than happy to make those changes immediately and as quickly as possible for you. As far as our legal understanding of the code, section 26117 and 2688C from the state's attorney's office, failure to file the quarterly reports is the only reason that our license can be revoked this evening. And as I have mentioned, we have been following the Winnebago raffle guidelines. Again, I have copies available tonight with any confirmations that we received by the county. As far as other allegations that the state's attorney has mentioned in its letter to Forever Husky, we will address those specific concerns directly with the state's attorney's office. As a note, Forever Husky does conduct background checks not only on the individuals who are here with me today, but on all of its officers and directors. If this policy needs modification, I'm happy to work that out with you. If anyone has more questions, I'm more than happy to talk offline for any questions, concerns, or any feedback that you may have. But I will express that I'm disappointed that we are all here today, jeopardizing us from saving more animals that are being euthanized when someone could have sent an email, a letter, or just picked up the phone and said, "Hey Lance, we didn't receive your quarterly reports." I thank you for your time this evening.
Thank you. Okay, moving on our agenda, the approval of the minutes. May I entertain a motion to approve the minutes of October 12, 2023, and lay over the October 26, 2023 minutes. Motion by Mr. Guevara, second by Mr. Thompson. Is there any discussion on the minutes? All right, hearing none, are there any board members opposed to the approval and layover of the minutes this evening? Very good. Please cast a yes for all members present. Next is the consent agenda, which includes the raffle report and the auditor's report. We entertain a motion to approve. Motion to approve by Mr. Thompson, second by Mr. McCarthy. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, are there any board members opposed to the consent agenda this evening? Very good. Please cast a yes for all members present. There are no appointments to be read in this evening, so we'll move on to the reports of standing committees. The first is the Finance Committee. Mr. Butita.
Mr. Chairman, we have no report this evening.
Thank you, Mr. Butita. The Zoning Committee, Mr. Webster.
Thank you. We have no report.
Thank you, Mr. Webster. Economic Development Committee, Mr. Sweeney.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We have no report tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Sweeney. Moving on to the Operation Administrative Committee, Mr. Keith McDonald.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Operations is 3 items for this evening. The first is a resolution authorizing the execution of a renewal agreement with Amwins Group Benefits for the administration of retiree medical and RX plan, and I so move.
Moved by Mr. McDonald, second by Mr. Lindmark. Any comments? Any questions or comments from the board this evening on this resolution? Very good. Hearing none. Are there any board members opposed to this resolution? Very good. Please cast a yes for all members present. Mr. McDonald.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The next item is a resolution authorizing execution of a renewal agreement with Blue Cross Blue Shield for the administration of self-funded PPO and POS insurance plan, and I so move.
Moved by Mr. McDonald, second by Mr. Penny. Is there any discussion, Mr. McDonald?
No.
Any board member discussion on this resolution? Ms. Crosby, yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Curious, the projected increase is 14.5%, and I was just wondering what the dollar amount would be at 14.5%.
Mr. Schultz?
Ms. Crosby, I believe that's 4.6% increase?
I've got 14.5. Just what does it mean?
I don't have that off the top of my head, I apologize.
Okay, can you get that to me, or you and I can
Most definitely.
circle back?
I'd be happy to do that.
That would be great, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Crosby. Any other discussion by board members on this resolution? Very good. Are there any board members opposed to this resolution? Very good. Please cast a yes for all members present. Mr. McDonald?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Our next item comes from unfinished business, if I may take care of it now.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It's an ordinance amending Chapter 2, Article 6, Division 3 of Winnebago County Code of Ordinances, Purchasing Ordinance, and it was laid over from the October 26, 2023 meeting, and I so move.
Moved by Mr. McDonald, second by Mr. Guevara. Mr. Penny? Is there any discussion? Mr. McDonald?
I defer.
Mr. Arena?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. There are two items that I addressed. I move that Section 2-333 be amended to read as follows. The Director of Purchasing shall serve as the purchasing agent for the county and shall be responsible for the procurement of materials, supplies, equipment, services, construction-related services, and professional services in accordance with this division. The Director of Purchasing shall report to the county administrator or their designee and be recommended, appointed, disciplined, or dismissed with the approval of the county board chairman. If no consensus can be reached between the county administrator or their designee and the county board chairman related to the Director of Purchasing's employment, then it shall be subject to the advice and consent of the county board. Furthermore, within this paragraph and the rest of the document, references to gender-specific pronouns are amended to read his/her or he/she. And I so move.
Moved by Mr. Arena, second by Mr. Penny. Is there any discussion on the amendment? Very good. Any board members opposed to approval of this amendment? Very good. Please cast a yes for all members present. Mr. McDonald?
A motion to approve the amended ordinance.
There's a motion on the floor. Oh, Ms. Fellers.
I'd like to move that we caucus for just a brief minute so that we can inform our other board members of something that we.
Would the board be in favor of caucusing? She would like to break away for a few minutes for a caucus meeting. Is that acceptable to everyone? Very good. We'll give you a few minutes.
Are we here, or do you want us to go back? All right, what's up?
Thank you.
So Keith made a motion, but then she interrupted, so he'd have to, there was no second.
Mr. Tassoni.
All better.
Good? Ms. Fellers, we're good?
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Thank
So,
you to the board.
sure, back to Mr. McDonald. So the resolution has been amended, and you were making a motion.
Make a motion to approve the amended ordinance.
Motion to approve the amended ordinance, second by Mr. Penny. Is there any discussion by the board this evening on the amended resolution that's before you? Hearing none, are there any board members opposed to this resolution? No? Oh, very good. Mr.
Sorry,
Salgado.
just real quick, the reason why we had the caucus here was, I just wanted to make sure that what's currently in the ordinance matches with section dash 3, whatever it was. It does look like that language is in there.
Correct.
The question we had was, now it's saying that there's typically 3 now with the designee and administrator for removal of that individual with the consensus. So just wanted to make sure, because there was the designee, why does the designee need to be there? So I went back through section 2.124, and it does explicitly say that he has the authority to become administrator. I just wanted my colleagues to understand that.
Okay. Very good. Thank you. Any other discussions before I call the vote? Mr. Arena?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just a quick comment. I want to thank everyone who was involved with this for their patience and the work they did. This was worked on for a very long time. Mr. Penny, in particular, spent a lot of time kind of negotiating, and it was very compromising in a lot of key issues. Mr. McDonald spent a lot of time with it as well. And those, Ms. Crosby, Ms. Fellers, bringing it in originally. So thank you to everyone, and thank you for your patience, because I think we did a good job.
I agree. Thank you to everybody for all their work on this. Any other discussion on the resolution? Yes, Ms. Fellers.
Resolution as well. I wanted to thank the chairman and also the members of staff that have worked on it, very similar to what Mr. Arena said, 34 months ago when we first started with the apprenticeship language in this bill. I think there were a lot of people who didn't believe, in that room, that didn't believe that we would be here today, especially as a full board supporting it. And I love that we have come together as a board and as a community for organized labor and working families. I congratulate them tonight.
Thank you, Ms. Fellers. Any other board members? Very good. Okay, are there any board members opposed to the approval of the resolution? Ordinance, I apologize. So we need a roll call on an ordinance or no? No? Yes. Yes. Yes, the amendment was approved. So are there any board members opposed to the ordinance? Very good. Please cast a yes for all members present. Thank you. Mr. McDonald.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. That concludes the report.
Very good. Thank you. I think we all deserve a round of applause for this.
Yeah.
All right. Very good. Moving on to Public Works, Mr. Dave Tassoni.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Sure.
This evening, we bring 4 items up for passage. First item is Resolution 23-036. It's a resolution authorizing the execution of an engineering services agreement with Chastain and Associates LLC for a hydraulic study associated with Perryville Road Bike Path Extension. So moved.
Moved by Mr. Tassoni, second by Mr. Webster. Is there any discussion, Mr. Tassoni?
Unless the board has any questions.
Any discussion by board members on this resolution? Very good. Are there any board members opposed to this resolution? Very good. Please cast a yes for all members present. Mr. Tassoni.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Our next item is Resolution 23-037. It's a resolution authorizing an agreement with Brightly Software, Inc. for asset management software. I would so move.
Moved by Mr. Tassoni, seconded by Mr. Thompson. Is there any discussion, Mr. Tassoni?
None.
Any board member discussion? Very good. Are there any board members opposed to this resolution? Very good. Please cast yes for all members present. Mr. Tassoni.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Our next item is Resolution 23-038, and it's a resolution authorizing the purchase of plow dump truck bodies, and I would so move.
Moved by Mr. Tassoni, second by Mr. McCarthy. Discussion, Mr. Tassoni?
None, thank you.
Board member discussion on this resolution? Very good. Are there any board members opposed to this resolution? Very good. Please cast yes for all members present. Mr. Tassoni.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Our final item is Resolution 23-039. It's a resolution authorizing a bid for the Bell School Road Improvement Project from Argus Drive to Guilford Road. I would so move.
Moved by Mr. Tassoni, second by Mr. Penny and Ms. Fellers. Is there any discussion, Mr. Tassoni?
None.
Any board member discussion?
I'm sorry, who was the second on that?
Penny, Fellers?
I'm sorry, Fellers and
Penny.
Penny. Thank you.
Any board member discussion on this resolution? Are there any board members opposed to this resolution? Very good. Please cast yes for all members present. Mr. Tassoni.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. That concludes our report.
Thank you, Mr. Tassoni. Move on to Public Safety and Judiciary Committee. Brad Limark.
Chairman, no report tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Limark. We've already finished unfinished business. We move on to new business. So tonight we have a resolution approving the revocation of the 6 Class D raffle licenses issued to Forever Husky. Mr. Arena?
I move to suspend the rules regarding sponsorship of the resolution and requirement to go to committees.
Very good. Motion by Mr. Arena to suspend, and I have a second by Mr. Guevara. Are there any board members opposed to the suspension of the rule tonight? Very good. Please cast a yes for all members present. The rules are suspended. Mr. Arena?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. If I could, I'd like to ask Ms. Vaughn to give us an explanation of the justification.
Do we need to get that on the floor?
Correct. It's
Okay,
currently
we
not
need a
on the-
motion and a second to get it on the floor. Motion by Mr. Arena, second by Mr. Booker. Are there any board members opposed?
Well, no, now it's on the floor. Now it's on the,
Oh,
now I-
I'm sorry. Now it's on the floor. Very good. Ms. Vaughn.
Thank you, Chairman. Several months ago, it was brought to the county board's attention that the Forever Husky raffle hall that was issued a license back in December 2022 possibly was violating the Winnebago County ordinance. Once those concerns were brought before the board and to our office, we did do an investigation of the allegations that were brought forward, and based on the information that we obtained, we found, or our investigation found, that Forever Husky was in violation of our ordinance, section 26-666. But I would like to put on the record that the reporting requirements were complied with. When we prepared the letter, the information we were given, the county clerk's office did not have the reports in its possession. Upon further investigation and also the receipts that were received from Mr. Lorays, I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name, we confirmed that he did submit the reports to Kathy Clausen in June and October of this year. So the reporting requirements have been met. However, it is still our position upon the information that we receive that the raffle license holder has an individual working at that hall that is in violation of our ordinance, which is referenced 26-66 subsection 6, which provides any organization in which a person described in subsections 1, 2, or 3 of this section is to participate in the management or operation of a raffle. Subsections 1 and 3, which are applicable here, is any person who has been convicted of a felon and any person who is not of good moral character. Based on our investigation, we believe that an individual at the raffle hall was managing the hall. Although he was not disclosed on the applications, and although the licensee says he is not involved in the business. So that's why we made the finding, we provided that information to the county board, and we have the resolution before you tonight for consideration.
Any follow-up question, Mr. Arena?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So to confirm, this is a revocation of licenses that would expire at the end of 2023?
Correct. 6 licenses were issued December 22nd of 2022, and they expired December 31st, 2023. So this is only in regards to those 6 licenses.
If the applicant were to correct whatever problems existed, they could reapply for 2024?
Yes, there is nothing preventing them from reapplying at this time.
Thank you.
Discussion by board members. Yes, Ms. Goro.
Is this a state license they have, or are they licensed through Winnebago County?
Thank you, Chairman. They are licensed through Winnebago County, but they also have to comply with the state statute as well.
Mr. Sweeney.
There's also a question for, is that, in your opinion, you know, would us taking action on this item tonight satisfy right to process?
Thank you, Chairman. We believe so. The county board has the authority to grant or deny licenses, which is what you did last December, and you also have the authority to suspend or revoke a license pursuant to the state statute. Should the license holder like to pursue any other action, they may do so, but we believe we have the authority to do it.
Discussion by board members on this resolution. None? Ms. Vaughn, completed?
Yes.
Okay. Are there any board members opposed to the resolution this evening in front of you? All right, hearing none. Please cast a yes for all members present. Thank you. Announcements and communications, Ms. Gamal.
Thank you, Chairman. The items listed below were received as correspondence.
Very good, thank you. Board member communication, Mr. Penny.
I got one comment that I want to make. I mentioned a couple meetings ago about the staff at River Bluff and the extreme work conditions that they're under and the type of care that they provide to our community. How River Bluff truly is a gem that most people don't get to experience in their lifetime as a resident. I spoke highly of that care now, and I also speak highly of the aftercare that they provided for my grandmother. Second to none. I have nothing but the utmost respect for the workers at River Bluff, and I just would like to be noted and thank them all.
Thank you, Mr. Penny. Board member communication, Mr. Sweeney.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I also had the pleasure today of Scott Bloomquist, who is here, attendance from the Office of Education, and it was such an eye-opening experience. I would encourage anyone who doesn't know him well enough yet or doesn't know exactly asked to be educated. But I mean, I could go on and on for a long time. I'll try not to do that, but I was given a tour by a young man that ultimately he was expelled from high school for discharging a firearm in the bathroom there. And the program is instituted by Mr. He's going to a college next year. He's graduating high school and he's going to a college, and was trusted enough to fully unescorted. Remarkable young man, and there's that are going through this program. And I was stunned that such good things were going on about it. So I encourage you guys to reach out about everything going on. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sweeney. Mr. McCarthy.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just a reminder that Saturday is Veterans Day, and I'm a big supporter, as we all are, and we have a couple of veterans right here in our chamber here that are with us here. We have Joe Hoffman, also Aaron Booker, And if I'm missing anyone, oh, Keith. All right. So anyhow, just to acknowledge these folks here. And, Veterans Day.
Very good, thank you. Yes, very important day. Any other board member communications before I call on Mr. Webster? Mr. Webster? Very good, we will. I think, Ms. Hanser, pass that message on. Thank you. Motion to adjourn by Mr. Webster, second by Mr. Thompson. Any discussion on the adjournment? I love asking that. None? Any board members opposed to adjournment tonight?